Good afternoon, everyone. Can we start? Yeah. Sorry for the delay. Okay. First of all, I would like to thank you, Horizontal and SUG Kerala and SUG Mentor and Mentee Group for organizing session. And thanks for the opportunity for providing the session today. Today we are going to talk about progressive web apps. This progressive web apps, this is before going into the deep dive. So this is what it will create an additional experience that what we have in the system. I think in the morning, Arpit is saying that experience plays a very crucial role. So this also plays very crucial role in any kind of web applications. Okay. Okay. Coming to mine, myself is Sudheer Kumar Suggu. I'm currently working with Kimberly-Clark. I'm currently leading one of the B2B, B2B site deliveries for one of the business unit, and I'm having total 14 years of experience, and I'm working almost having 9 years of experience in Sitecore, and I'm Sitecore certified, and I got awarded as a Sitecore MVP in 2025 in the technology category. And you guys connect me on the LinkedIn, and here is my blog where you can find all my technical blogs here. Moving to the PWAs, what is PWAs? PWAs is nothing but progressive web apps. So these actually the apps, we know the mobile apps. The similar way we also can able to convert our web application into the mobile applications. This is getting more prominent in many of the applications. If you look at many of the websites, they're currently having this kind of this PW integration to the websites. This is how we have the mobile experience, right? So similar way, we can also have this app-like experience for the desktop applications. And this actually create an offline functionality. So using this web application, even there is no internet, in some cases, we can also still use this web applications apps, and we can able to check any of the applications that we wanted to have it in. So in case of, there are some remote areas where we can't have the internet. And when you look at the marine applications where we don't have the internet in the deep seas, so we can also still use these kind of applications to achieve the offline functionality of the things. And we can also have the push notification, like how we have for the apps. We can also have the similar push notifications that we can also achieve with this using this integrations. Coming to the installability and the responsiveness, this like how we have, if you wanted to install any of the apps in Android, we should have the Play Store. For the iOS, we should have the App Store. So for this to have, do we need to have any App Store? No. We can directly install the application from the respective website. There is no need to have any specific web store to have it. And obviously, whenever our websites, nowadays, many of the websites are responsiveness. So it is compatible with all the screen resolutions and the viewports. Okay, what is the benefit of having a PWS? So this actually enhances the speed and performance of the applications. How we can do that? We actually use the caching mechanism here. And using that caching mechanism, we can able to load the files and everything from there without even hitting back to the server. So which would eventually increase the speed and performance of the application here. And coming to the user engagement, we also, as I said, right, we have the push notification that can also be enabled through this. Using that, we can keep engaging the users who are actually having this application. You see many of the news applications, they'll keep prompting on the website. If you are in the Flipkart and all, they also push to some of the push notifications. We can also get that achieved through this by integrating to the Firebase. So we can still achieve that. So with this, we can retain the users to always look at the website, and we can engage it and to keep the retention of the users. And coming to the cross-platform, unlike if you look at for any kind of Android or iOS app, we should maintain a separate code base, or we can separate different APK keys. But to render this, we don't need to maintain any separate code base. It can render irrespective of any browser without any changes. It's a simple configuration that we need to make it enable for the web applications to make this possible. Coming to the discoverability, we can easily get that in the search engines also, like Google and all. We can just type with PWA plus respect to app, we can able to get that, and it is easily discoverable in the search applications. Coming to the Sitecore, this can be integrated in any of the versions of Sitecore. It could be XM, XP, XMC, and JSS, and and it can be easily integrated to that, and so it coming to this worker and offline support. So basically here there is a one crucial component that is kind of server worker. So basically for any web application to run, we need a IIS server to be available all the time, right? Any of the server, it could be .NET, it is IIS server, it is some other, it is Apache, and also we need to have some service that would run the application to make it running all the time to get that functionality issue. For this case, in this case of this, there is a thing called service worker that is browser supported. So using that service worker, we will be registering the application. Through that, we will be able to run the application without any kind of backend thing. Okay. Coming to the manifest and metadata. So this is actually having a manifest file where we actually storing the required information for the any of the website to issue to the PWA. So we will talk about more in detail in the further slides. Okay. So for this to set up, so these are the following steps that is required. So as I said, that manifest file. So this is one of the important file here where it will provide all the metadata information that is required for the app to host. And service worker, this is one of the worker process that is present in every browser where it will try to register the application and it will try to run it from the respective server worker, service worker, sorry. And through this, we can also achieve the offline functionalities, like we can integrate that to the index DB and the local DB that what we have in the browser, so that we can store it, the data that what we have in the applications. HTTPS requirement, yeah, it's for any of the application to run in the PWA, it should be mandated to have a HTTPS that is enabled for that. And it is easily integrated to any kind of versions of Sitecore that is easily possible. Okay. Coming to the file of manifest.json file, this is very important file. If you see here, this is the one of the sample file, how the manifest file will be there. Here you look at here, right? So these are the one of the important attribute that we need to have it. So this is the individual description, what and each and every additional attribute that we have. So if you look at the name, it's actually what the name that you wanted to give for the application, and short name if you want to give any kind of particular short name. Here the start URL, actually for any of the web application, we will be having the start URL, right? Like how we have the setup in the site definitions. So similar way, we can also have the start URL here because suppose we can also set up this PWA for particular to specific pages. In that cases, we will be giving that contact us or anything. If you can give the start URL / contact us, it will be try to cache from the particular page. If you wanted to give for the whole site, just end with this slash. This would enough. This will take the whole entire website as into the PWA consideration. Coming to the display, we can have the landscape portrait mode that is enabled for this. We can have that, and the background color. Suppose when the app is hosting, right? So it will give us some color that we wanted to give. So this is for the theming purpose, and we also have the theme color. Like how we have the Teams Outlook, the theming color that what we have. Similarly, we can also get it here on the, because this is an app. Like how we are using the Teams app, that we can also open the browser from the app. So similarly, we can also open this application, the website app, in the desktop application. Icons for any app. So if you look Outlook, we have a separate icon. For the Teams, we have separate icons. And similarly, for this to have this icon. So basically, it will create as a one of the application, the desktop screen. Obviously, we should identify, we should have a some icon. And here icons plays a very crucial role here. If you give a incorrect dimensions, it will not let you the app to be loaded. So here dimensions of the app for the image is very crucial here. If you give incorrect dimensions, it will not let the app to be hosted. Okay. Okay, coming to the scope, if you wanted to limit the access of the page in the PWA apps, so we can also limit that application. So we have some other features like that. So here we wanted to have the what is the language, which language that we wanted to support for now, we can do. And description, it's a short description that we wanted to have it here. And here directory, that is like we have that Arabic sites where we have the text from the right to left, and if we can configure that also, that is also supported here. And if we have any related app, suppose if we have the any tech web application, right, it has any native web application mobile app, we can also provide that link. Just we need to make yes or no, true or false here. And if you have, we can also provide the link to the related application. That's the last one. So if you have that, we can also give that as a reference here. So this is the one of the sample file where we can give. It's not all the fields are required, but this is a mandatory field that we wanted to give it for the app to be loaded. So coming to the demo part. Okay, coming to the demo part. So this is a web application, right? That the website, right, basically, now this website is enabled with a PWA. How to check whether this site is enabled with a PWA? You see there is an icon on the top, which shows that this website is enabled with PWA. When you click on this, it will show a pop-up. Okay, so this is the demo PWA, what the name that we gave. If you click on install, it will try to install, and you see this actually the website came out from this browser and it came to a separate window. Okay. Okay, so if you see here, this is like how we have a standard, any of the application that we have. Okay, let's close this. You see there is an icon also got created here, which I was telling you, right? This is the icon that we wanted to have for the application. If you wanted to have it anytime, right? So we no need to remember the username, all the URL for every time. So this is where we can make this handy for the customers, like consumers who wanted to have this application. With a single click, we can able to open this web application here. Okay, so how we are getting this? So even if you wanted to uninstall it, we can come here and we can uninstall the app. Okay, this even the icon which you see is actually gone. Okay, so now let's go back to the site and we try to open it. Okay, here again I'm installing it again. Okay, now it came, right? So again it created an app. So in future, actually, when I'm trying to open the website, right? So see, it is we already installed the application. It is what it is showing. We can open this app in the app. So when you click on this, again, this website will go move out from the here and it will come here. Okay. Before that, I will tell how this is working in the backend. Again, I'm uninstalling it. This one application to see. Here, if you look at the file, we have some file called manifest.json. Okay, this is the file where we actually talking about it. I just open this manifest.json file. This is my manifest.json file here. So this is what, based on these values which I gave here, that is what it is basically rendering. If you look at the name, right, what we get the demo PW, that's what it is actually registered here. And this is what it is rendering. And here we have to register this manifest.json file we have, and we need to register the service worker file here. So in this, we are actually registering the service worker here, and we are actually giving the what worker file we wanted to have. So this is my worker file here where it actually have the functionality what we can be able to do it. If you look at this file, So in this file, we actually have the demo cache. So this is where it's actually storing all the cache files for this. And here we are actually trying to install this. This is where, this is the script which is actually helping us to install this worker file. And here caching add, we are actually making it open. So it means the whole site which is present after the domain name slash, all the files which is under this need to be cached here. Or if you wanted to cache any specific JS or CSS file, we can also give the path. And if you wanted to give any kind of specific page, we can give that path here in this comma formatted. And here, the next set of script is actually what is trying to check. Whenever we are loading it for the first time, it is trying to check whether we have this data that is enabled in this cache or not. If it is not, it will try to pull it from this cache. If it is already there, it will try to run it the files from the cache that what we have here. Okay. And in case if you wanted to delete or we wanted to uninstall it, this will help us to do that. So coming to this one, right? So if you look here, right? So when you look here, this is the log information that what we have it. So how we are trying to making our application to this one. Coming to the applications, here this is a manifest file. What are the manifest file that what we have with the information that will be presenting in this manifest file under the application. And this is the service worker file. Coming here, just look at see all registrations. If you find here. So here, this is the application website. This actually got registered here. Okay. So whenever it is registered here, then only we can able to do it. So what would happen now whenever we are trying to open the website, like an app, right? So it will try to communicate with the service worker file, which is present in the Chrome, and we'll try to run the application from that particular registration. And coming to this, as I mentioned, right? So why we use this application? What is the purpose, right? So in our case, we have multiple functionalities called name finder. We have calculators and all. So which we wanted to use it for the distributors and our vector system. So we have enabled it because they don't have the sometimes they don't have the internet access, because when they go to the multiple sellers and all, so that time they might not have this internet connection and all, so they may need to work it offline. So for that purpose, we actually made it enabled. And even if you wanted to have any kind of calculators or any kind of product vendors, we can easily make it enabled with this, and where we can able to do the data storage also here. Here we have a things called IndexedDB, local storage and all. We can make use of these to store the offline data. Whenever there is any internet back, we can push that back to the server. So that can be easily achieved with this IndexedDB and the local storage. Whatever we have, we can get that happen. I can't show that because of this project proprietary. I can't show that how we have done that. And coming to this notifications and all, I mentioned, right, we can make use of the Firebase to send the push notifications that can be issued with this. So this is how we have actually made it through for the Chrome. Now let's back. So as I said, right, this is actually supporting the various browsers here. So it can be with respect of the browser, whether it is a Chrome, Firefox, Safari and Mozilla Edge, we can have this achieved. In case of Chrome, we have seen this. In case of Mozilla, it is not supported by default. We have to install PWA for Firefox, that extension we have to use to make it enabled. For the Edge, you can see here there is an app. Here we can come here and we can also click on open. So this is the one way. If you look here, there's more tools. Here we have apps. We can also install from here. So this is the two-way option that we can able to get this installed. Even if it is for the Safari, in that Safari there is an icon for the share. When you click on the share, it will try to dock that application to the on your desktop. Okay, what are the takeaways, right? Okay, so here actually, so basically this is actually help us to provide the experience actually how we have the mobile apps and all, right? So similar way, we can also keep that app, have it on our system so that consumers no need to look for the URLs every time. So it is easy to access with a single click. And coming to the integration, it is easily enabled for all the multi-site application, whether it is irrespective of the application, because this is a completely front-end driven. And coming to the best practice and deployment, anyway, it is integrating within everything within our Sitecore control. We can able to have it. I forgot to mention one more place. So these files which I spoke, right, the manifest file and also right now I have actually kept it in the site root folder. Even if you wanted to have any dedicated folder, or if you wanted to have a multi-site, we can create a separate worker files for each and every site that can be maintained to the particular folder structure here. So this is how we can place it here. Obviously, this would enhance the experience for the customer. So this is a good to have thing, I think. Okay, and one more thing I forgot to mention the slide. So again, as I mentioned, we should have HTTPS, and here we have maintained the caching mechanism so that performance and of the application will increase. And we need to ensure we should always have latest JS and CSS file to be loaded here. Anyway, we will maintain the versioning of the JS file. Having a latest files will flush the cache and it try to impact that. Otherwise, if you don't have the versioning, it will try to look at the old JS file, which would not give a accurate performance here. As it is compatible with any of the browsers, so it is easy to use in across. Okay, I'm done. Any questions?
I'm completely new. Went to work problem with the internet, if I understood correctly. Okay, so when you mentioned about like caching, it fetches from the cache local storage, or
Caching will be stored in the browser itself, where we are actually mentioning the caching here, right? So that will be completely handled by the browser. Okay, so that's where we can have capable to have this in any of the browser, because in some organization we will be specific to specific browsers, right? So whenever whatever with the configuration that we're doing, that is completely handled by the browser. When you look at the caching, that will be the browser cache. And when you click on the icon, right, so it will try to hit the browser, because that establishment will be there from the icon to the browser, and will try to run it from the server application. Okay, service worker. Coming to this one, right, as I mentioned, coming to the offline functionality, as I said, we can make use of the local storage and index DB there, and where we can able to store the data and we can push it back to the server bank.
I mean, is it something that we need to keep in mind, only limited data that can be made as offline because of like?
No, it's like, the browser capacity, we can store some few MBs of data, because
No, in terms of the integrity or like sensitive data, if you have.
So that is what it is. It will be there for the particular use case only. We will be using it. Okay, offline functionalities, like in case of marine applications, like if you're working in the deep seas, if you're working with the consumers who are not in the a proper in network zone, so in that case only we will be using this completely internal applications when we are enabling it for the offline application. So this will not be exposed to the external people, because it has its own limitations, right, with the data security and all those things. So
okay. Yeah, thank you.